Hey folks, Toaster here. Just got an Ace replay in my T110E3. Let's go ahead and get started. This thing's quite slow. We're going to go ahead and fast forward until we get into position. It's got insane armor, but even at 2 times it looks slow, right? So let's speed it up some more. So it's really slow, bad traverse, but the armor on it, the cupola is not a weak spot. It's got about 320 to 400 effective armor depending on where you hit it. So we're just getting into position now. There's no arty, so this position is completely safe. And you'll notice from here, there's not no chance that 2684 can pin me. And so I should have loaded gold here probably, but the 2684, this thing in a heads up engagement, this thing is the anti 2684 object. So we're able to get a shot into that the cupola of the T110E5, which does not have a very good cupola. And we're just looking for shots, free shots basically. As long as we're alive here, there's really nothing they can do. They cannot push us. So that mouse is trying to fight against the object, and that is a losing proposition for a mouse because he's got to turn his turret in a way that will allow the enemy to pen him. And he's playing against a T57 heavy as well, and that guy loads gold rounds. He takes one shot and gives 4 to the mouse. And so this mouse is I know he's side scraping, he's doing what he thinks he needs to do, but if he would just cut his angle a little bit, I could help him out, but he's not, and that's fine. He seems to be working down that T57. So I'm just playing slow. If you expose yourself in this thing, you're gonna take shots because people love to shoot at this thing when it's exposed because it's so dangerous. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to help out this mouse, and the reason that I'm doing that, we do expose our lower plate, but when it's angled down like that, it's still very hard to pin. It's 250 effective, and so I noticed that guys are coming around the other side, and we want to go ahead and punish that, so we do. The object is in no hurry to fight me, and we're still using standard rounds. And he gets tracked, so we're able to put a nice shot into his lower plate. So the Type 5, I understand, is he's on low health, and so I don't mind taking a hit. So you notice here, what I'm trying to do is keep my lower plate low and keep me in between them, or the dead tanks between me and them. So this Type 5, I do not understand that. He makes me eat a shot because he's being a dope. But, you know, Type 5 drivers be Type 5 drivers. So he's a one-shot. Just let me tank the damage. And it's not the only time that he gets in my way. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. So I don't think that the T57 realized that he was showing his plate. This thing has insane pen. So we're able to take out the IS-7. So we're up to 3,000 damage. We're doing fairly well here. And this is an unfortunate shot that we take, and it's a super high roll. So again, there's no arty. It's 10 to 8, and I'm thinking I want more damage. So, of course, we're going for that. And what I don't want to do really is expose myself, but I did there. Luckily, the ship barn is looking the other way, so we're able to put a nice shot, meaty shot into him. We're up to 4,000 damage, and that Type 5 is a little too brave. I'm sorry, I should be turning off my Steam notifications. And we do end up dying there, and so that almost costs us the game because we died there. But we are able to do 1,000 damage to that ship barn because we loaded HE. This thing does 1,050 average damage if you pin, and so someone at the beginning of the game was complaining about how we were going to lose because of XVM and all this other stuff, and so there's some discussion there. So let's go ahead and fast forward the replay, and our T110E4 or T110E5 does end up dying, and it's kind of a sad thing. But we do end up winning the game, and we have a Bobject too. Why he's at where he's at, I don't know. He's been sitting in the very back the entire game, and I try and explain to him that he's got a lot of armor. He should be pushing and gaining some map control, but when he does push, I can see why he sat in the back. He's just not a very skilled player, which is fine. You know, I get kills on some not so skilled players, and it's fine. But in this engagement, he should never have pushed this 430U, because once he's tracked, he's dead. So anyway, I'm a little bit scared and disgusted, and the same thing with this 4005. Once he fires, he's dead, except that he's able to finish him off. So we do end up winning, but the trouble is that I was not able to influence that win towards the end of the game, and that could end up costing me. So let's go to the after action report, and we'll take a look. Okay, here we are at the after action report. We did end up with an ace. We ended up with a top gun, which I did not realize. And it doesn't take too many hits to add up to 4,000 damage. So I was actually very surprised that this was an ace. But I think it was the number of kills that we got, not necessarily the damage that we got. We ended up top of the team, of course, by about 300, 350, somewhere in there. The mouse actually did really well tanking. He didn't do too much damage, but he did well tanking. And then the 4005 did fairly well. Their IS-7 did pretty good. Their object did good. They had a fairly skilled platoon. This guy in Wonka and these two guys were fairly skilled. That T-57 was just too aggressive. You can't be that aggressive. Their Bobject ended up doing 3,000 damage. Our Bobject, our tier 10 Bobject, did not do quite so well. I can't even find him. There he is. 1,500 damage in a tier 10 Bobject is not very much. Same thing with our 430U, our T110E5, our Type 5. None of them did very well. The 4005, myself, the two 4005s, and myself and the mouse basically won that game for us. So appreciate you watching. If you have look at the detailed report, we lost a lot of money. That's because I use Coke on this. That's part of the reason. Plus, I don't have a premium account, but nevertheless, was a good game, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did enjoy it. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more content, and the dislike button is right over there. Thanks again.